Last week on the Green Room, we talked about the plot of Why Today when watching Cypher. Today I'm going to discuss where I came up with the cyborgs. You may be surprised that this subject actually runs very deep into my life. Let's get started. I picked the cyborgs because not only did I find cyborgs really cool, but I also found that the cyborgs were a metaphor in my own life. I remember when I was a kid and life was so different back then. It was almost like my childhood was like a long lost dream. And I woke up one day to find myself not only in a different place than I ever expected in life, but I felt like I was a different person. The plot is that human beings first were replacing lost limbs and mechanical parts that were far more advanced and helpful than just regular prosthetics. Well, after a time, people began replacing more and more human parts, which also included parts that were not needed to be replaced. It started becoming a trend until people started becoming full-blown cyborgs. It was crazy because people eventually just started becoming machines. They lost their humanity. Their memories were implanted. They lost all of their physical body parts and features until it became the norm. Soon the machines wanted to replace humanity with cyborgs, and that was when Cypher began. And the world was not only a digital one, but also a cybernetic one. This is the Hive. This is where people are made into machines. It is a dark, eerie place that kind of looks a little scary to say the least, and it was intended that way. When they bring you into this area, you're not put to sleep, you're not hidden from the horrors of this room, and you will more than likely feel panic. But you will also soon realize after your body tenses up and you become scared, the grips of the machines tighten on you and you're trapped. There's no turning back. This is it. You're here to stay. That is one of the first moments you realize that maybe you made the wrong decision, but now you're forced to stay with that decision, which is one of the pitfalls of trusting the machines. What can you do though? In my own life, I kind of feel like I was a human being and I wanted to become a cyborg. I feel like I slowly was taking off my human form piece by piece and replacing it with something non-human and making myself into something not natural. After a while, I looked at myself in the mirror and felt like I was a shell of the person I was. I literally asked myself, how did you get here? It was a very disturbing thing in my life. I felt like years had passed by. And suddenly I woke up and my past was like watching a movie reel. So that's where I came up with this concept of the cyborgs. It came from this personal feeling of loss I had at letting the world swallow me up and losing focus of what was important to me, which was God, my family, my friends, and being a good person to my brothers and sisters in the world with me. I think we all tend to lose focus of that. Well, at least I do, especially when someone cuts me off on the freeway or I have experiences with a rude person or basically just any negative experience that causes me to change my demeanor to a negative one. I truly feel at first we do not realize the change it brings to us, but over time, if we let it consume us, then we do start to change, and that change is not for the better. Only when we take a step back down the road can we really see how all of these small things added up to become those bigger things. By then, it may seem too hard or too late to change. This is the sort of feeling I want to give when people think about the cyborgs who were once fully fleshed out human beings, but then made that decision to convert and now reflect upon that decision that cannot be reversed. So this is why I wanted to make the cyborgs the main antagonists. They were kind of like fallen angels who decided to make a decision to convert to the other side, and based on their decision and reflection of not being able to reverse their decision, they want to consume the world with their own regret. For me, this had a very spiritual connection to the fallen angels within the Bible, but unlike the Bible where all the fallen angels are trying to corrupt us, there are a few who have converted to becoming cyborgs that still want to help us. I'll be discussing later on why some of these cyborgs are doing that. On the next episode of The Green Room, we'll talk about how my spiritual journey impacted the crafting of the cyborgs and the allies within the Cyborg Society and Cypher. I'm going to talk about how I had visions of my father who passed away and how he helped me escape the darkness and come into the light in a very unexpected spiritual awakening. Be sure to check out every weekly release of The Green Room every Sunday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Also, if you want to view more of my projects and work, feel free to visit me on Instagram at Infinity Soul Studio, and feel free to follow me as well to show your support and love. This is a Kenneth Phair production, filmed in Provo, Utah at Creative Stream Studios. Thanks for watching, and now we'll see you next week on The Green Room. Until then, take care, and let's love one another.
Not the same that you were in those photos. Changes, no, you know more. Don't know where'd you go, left me in the dark. But I know now. Lisa, just like to play. Working hard. Hey, Lisa, just like to play. Working hard. Hey. Story about Maureen, she was always on my pics with the older looking kids in the disco getting kissed. She was always in the hallways, all the toilets getting sick, chatting rubbish with her clique from the underlings they live. One day Maureen met with Marty at a party in the sticks. That's him straightening home and work with some friends of friends who's rich. And when Marty met with Maureen, it was all he'd ever wish. Pretty face and bumpy tits, which was all he'd ever wish. When you cave in, earthquake, locked exit. Been a long way, tatted cannot erase. What you done was never okay. Still went with it with your bad way. Though you can never be replaced. Yes, I need a time. Damn it, girl, you changed. You're the only type, but no matter what, now I'm better off alone. You're the devil. Lisa, you just like to play. Working hard. Hey, Lisa, you just like to play. Working hard. Hey. No, about to give up, could've known more. Not the same as a photo, yeah. You're the devil, no. Photos light, it's a mask of the fake smile. Seeming like it's fun, like it's alright. But it's fake, like a comet, left me burned like a comet on the stars. What you want is so forgotten.